Welcome to my hashtag 3D printing on YouTube video, a response to the updated questions from Angus over at Maker's Muse. 8 years ago, he posted 6 questions, and just 2 weeks ago, he refreshed them, narrowing it down to these 5. When did you first hear about 3D printing? What was the first thing you 3D printed? Do you view 3D printing as a hobby or a tool, and why? What is the best 3D printer in your opinion? What's your #1 tip for beginners? I'm Gergo from Gergo Print 3D. A little over a year ago, I shifted my personal YouTube channel's focus to share my 3D printing journey and various DIY projects. Sovol quickly and very unexpectedly supported me by gifting an SV06 Plus and including me in beta testing some of their following printers. Since then, other companies have followed suit. You can check out my ever-growing collection of videos where I share my subjective take on this exciting hobby. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with question #1. When did I first hear about 3D printing? It was thanks to my little niece. In 2017, when she was just 15, she built a TiVo tarantula, which I really admired at the time. The first thing she printed for me was a remote stick protector for my DJI Spark, which I'm using to this very day. 2 years later, in the spring of 2019, I asked her for help to get started in the hobby. She introduced me to Maker's Muse and similar YouTubers, and together we chose the Wanhao Duplicator i3 Plus as my very first 3D printer. It had a direct drive extruder and a relatively quick heating 24-volt system, perfect for a beginner like I was. Anna was a huge help when I was just starting out. I'm no longer using this printer, though it still works well. Question 2. What was the first thing I 3D printed? The very first thing my own printer produced was this OK sign, which came preloaded on the memory card of this Wanhao. And it printed perfectly, and I still keep it on display in my 3D printing studio room. Now, let me show you the very first part I designed and printed the very next day. Can you guess what this is? I'll admit it was a failed attempt. I had meticulously designed this replacement chute for a popcorn maker after the original broke. What I didn't account for, though, was the 150 Celsius air the popcorn maker used. The 3D printed chute started melting within seconds of testing, so I saved it as a memento of my first failed design. Eventually, I remade the cover out of thin aluminum sheets. Question #3. Do I view 3D printing as a hobby or a tool, and why? For me, 3D printing is a tool that enables my hobby of fixing and tweaking things. There's hardly a part in my home that doesn't have 3D printed items, from kitchen lids and trays to TV supports, movie screen, guides, toothbrush stands, lamp diffusers, quirky decorations, and more. While I occasionally tweak my printers themselves, I see them as tools. If they are not broken, I don't fix them. But when something is not up to par, I enjoy improving it. A good example is my Sovol SV06 Plus. Out of the box, it's a solid printer, but not perfect. I came up with Z markers to fix the gantry calibration issue on them. And thousands of people now use these, along with my leveling macros. Another example is the T300 from Congro. It originally had a single Z driver, which I saw as a weakness. After bridging the Z towers and belting the Z motors, it became my go-to for quick prints. With its mains-powered instant heating bed and minimal preprint calibration, thanks to the pre-stored temperature-dependent bed meshes, it can start printing layer 1 literally just 2 minutes after flipping the power switch. Question #4. What is the best 3D printer according to me? All my printers are the best in their own ways. In line with my appreciation for printers that work well out of the box, I love my Sovol SV08 for exactly this reason. It didn't need much fixing or modding to produce great results right on day one. Even the enclosure and the touchscreen are stock on it. And while I did tweak the software a bit, I value that this printer is fully open to modifications. Many in the community use my macros for it. And thinking of it now, I did switch out that MCU cooling for a quieter fan. But my SV06 Plus is also the best. With its 0.6mm nozzle, it is the best for printing flexible materials like TPE and TPU and large functional parts in PETG. The T300, as mentioned just now, is my fastest starting printer, best for prototyping and quick prints. The SV07 Plus has the best cooling, making it ideal for printing models with tricky overhangs and bridges. And my newest GD-Tech Q1 Pro, with its heated chamber, is now my best printer for printing sensitive filaments like ABS and ASA. Yeah, they are all my children. I love them all, but if I had to pick just one, it would probably be the SV08. Question 5. What is my number one tip for beginners? Sorry, I cannot limit it to just one tip. Here are my top 3. Tip number 1, don't tweak your printer until you get the hang of the hobby. I often see beginners asking what mods they should do right away. My advice? Don't touch it. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for assembly and setup and start printing. Modern printers are ready to work out of the box. You can always make upgrades later once you have more experience. And you might find that your machine, just like my Sovol SV08, doesn't really need any immediate modifications. Tip number 2, read a lot and watch many YouTube videos. Many of us create these resources exactly for you. And here's a crucial tip that I haven't heard from anybody else yet. Instead of asking beginner questions in forums, try asking AI. Tools like ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot are excellent for clarifying the typical beginner questions, especially when we don't even know the right terminology yet. While Google's Gemini has had its share of issues and controversies, including some concerning mistakes in the early days, it can still be useful for finding existing conversations on these topics. Generally, AI tools are quicker and much more patient with beginner questions than some people on Reddit or Facebook groups. If you ask me, please ask in public. I'm always happy to help, but with the intention of keeping these responses available for future users. And tip number 3, to make it a bit more practical, keep your PEI sheets clean. Wash them with dish soap and wipe them with 99% isopropyl alcohol. Set your Z offset always lower than you would think is necessary, and always monitor your first layers. So these are my 15 long answers to these 5 quick questions. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little better. If you're interested, feel free to explore my channel for more tips, including the beginner advice for the SV08 and the gantry upgrade for the T300 that I mentioned. And as always, now go print 3D. Thank you for watching another Gergo Print 3D video all the way to the end. Godspeed.